Okay, hello everyone. So I am going to create a video right now to guide you in creating a female thread using subtractive helix. Okay, to start, let's click empty file. Make sure you are in part design workbench. By default, it's really in part design, but you have to check to be sure. Okay, again, make sure you are in part design. Now you can see here in your model, there's unnamed because we have not saved it yet. You can click add body and then create sketch. Okay, select XY plane because we want our drawing, our knot to be facing above, okay, lying flat on the surface. So click XY, then draw a hexagon. Okay, make sure you click 0 0. Okay, so it is constrained at the center. Okay, then 20 millimeters, press enter. Then to make sure that it looks like this later, so we can you will notice later if we slice this or use the section view, it will be sliced this way. Okay, make sure the angle is set 0.00. Okay, press enter, or you can add 0.00 then enter. Okay, make sure it's green because if it's not green then it's not fully constrained. Now you add a circle, again start at the center, the origin 0 0 0, then set 12 millimeter diameter. Okay, click close, then add a pad of 10 millimeter. Again, 10 millimeter, make sure it is symmetric to the plane. Again, make sure it is symmetric to the plane because later we will use mirror and then we do not want to duplicate it. Okay, it should not be on top of the plane, but it is positioned in symmetry to the plane. Again, check the symmetric to the plane, then click OK. Now, let's add a chamfer. Again, there are two ways. You can click the edge and then click chamfer and set the parameters, but you can also click all the edges that you want to chamfer. Okay, say for example, this one is the edge that I want to chamfer or to add chamfer, and then another one at the bottom. So you can click this one. Make sure the highlighted edge is green or it turned green, and then also the other one. Again, before you select, you press Control key. Okay, now both of the edge above and at the bottom, or on top and at the bottom, turned into green. That means you selected it correctly. Now click chamfer, and then notice that you have two edges in the chamfer parameters. That means you have selected it correctly. If you added additional edge, there will be more edges here. Okay, 1 millimeter, set that to 1 millimeter, then click. Okay, now we have chamfers both on top and at the bottom. You can see by orbiting it, you can check whether the chamfer is really there or not. Okay, now we have this one. Now, since we are following or imitating the project we had at YouTube, let's just stick to it. So I am also adding a chamfer on the corners. Okay, to do that, we have to draw a circle here and add a pocket. Now, to do that, to draw a sketch on top, okay, I think we are at the bottom, so let's return on top. Okay, let's select this part. Okay, make sure it's green. Okay, make sure it's green so you will know it's selected. Then create a sketch. Okay, to add a chamfer at the corners, draw a circle outside. Again, there is no specified diameter for that as long as it is outside. And then draw another circle inside, but this one must be set in tangent to the edge of the hexagon. Okay, how do you set that in tangent? I hope you have learned this already in mathematics, specifically in geometry. When we say tangent, this line should touch one point of the circle. So let's add a or create external geometry here so we can select this later. Okay, since it's done, okay, we can proceed. Again, you will know that you have correctly added or created geometry, external geometry when it turned purple. Okay, select this one, press Control, select another object, which is the circle, then click this one, constraint, tangent, or collinear. Click. Okay, now you will see that the circle is green and it is touching the sides of the hexagon. Now, click close. Then we can now add pocket hole. Okay, and notice that the pocket hole here is doesn't look like a chamfer at all because we have to set this one, we have to taper. Okay, that is no longer a chamfer but a taper on the corners of the hexagon. So let's set the angle for taper. You can set different angles and look at the view and change this according to your preference. But let us stick to 60 degrees. Now it's done. You will see that each corners of the hexagon is being tapered. Now you can click OK. Then this time we can mirror this, or you can also follow all the steps. Draw a circle here and draw another circle outside the hexagon. So you can have another chamfer. You can do that, but let's use the mirror tool. Okay, how do we mirror? You select the pocket because the pocket is what we are going to mirror. Okay, then select pocket, then select mirrored. Okay, then in the mirrored parameters, you select XY, I think it's XY plane. Okay, you can check what plane do you plan to mirror, but this time, since we are going to mirror the tapered corners, and the tapered corners are in XY plane, then we select base XY plane. Okay, now we can select OK. Okay, if we try to orbit this, you will see that each corner of the hexagon has been tapered already. Okay, now we will proceed to our main objective, which is adding helix or subtractive helix here inside this one. Okay, to create a female thread that will be ready later for 3D printing. Okay, so the next step is we have to select the body, to select the entire object, the entire body. Then let's click create sketch. Okay, now we are going to select the, okay, we are set in a wrong position. So let's, okay, now we are going to select the plane that will, okay, this one, because we are going to create the helix vertically. Look at this, look at my arrow. Okay, we are going to select the YZ plane. Okay, or the XZ plane. Okay, let's select XZ plane. Now we can draw the sketch, but in order for us to draw the sketch, we have to create external geometry here and then there. Okay, so later those edges will be clickable. Okay, so let's click this one, this icon. Then, okay, now you can see that there is a horizontal line there that is clickable. Now we can orbit again, and then at the bottom, let's click this edge. Okay, again, we have another one. Now let's return to our front view. All right. Now, since we are going to create a helix inside the cylindrical object, so we cannot see that if we do not click this view section. Okay, so let's click this one. Okay, now we can see that this is already half of the knot. Okay, so we are planning to draw here the profile of our helix, so it will follow a vertical spiral path later. Okay, now let's select polyline, but I prefer changing my mode so I can see clearly the shades of this object. So I changed the draw style to shaded. Okay, now I will draw the triangle. Okay, select use the polyline, create polyline, then click this one. This one is the external geometry that we have created a while ago. Now click anywhere there. Later we can adjust that and then form a triangle. Okay, now we have to make sure that this one is really perpendicular or positioned 90 degrees with reference to the horizontal line. Okay, so let's press escape first and then make sure that this one is vertically 90 degrees angle. Okay, so let's click this one. This one is called constraint perpendicular or horizontal. Okay, you can actually select constraint vertical. Okay, okay, or okay, that is 90 degrees already. Now, let's make sure that the height is, let's say the height is 1 point, okay, let's say 1.4. And then let's make sure that these sides of the angle are also equal. So let's select equal, constraint equal, and then that's it. Okay, then we also have to make sure that the distance from this point to this point is 1.2. Okay, again, let's make sure that this one and this one is 1.2. And that from the vertex of the angle to this side of the angle, it is 1 millimeter. Okay, now we can see that it turned green. It turned green. The sides are 7 millimeters. I don't know if it's really 7. I think it's not, but it's 7 here. Equal 7. Now we can proceed to adding helix. To do that, close this one, close the sketch, and then this one is a subtractive helix. Be careful because additive and subtractive helix look the same except for the color. So this one is yellow, this one is blue, grayish blue. Okay, now we can click this. Okay, notice that if we orbit that, you will see a red helix already. So that is not final yet unless you click OK. Okay, now we use the z-axis, click base z-axis because the helix should follow the z-axis. Okay, then we also add the height. Okay, we can set the height more than the thickness of the this one. Okay, and you can also adjust the pitch. Okay, just make sure that the female and the male thread later will match. Okay, so the pitch, let's check. We can add 1.75. Again, try to notice that, okay, if we increase the pitch, the distance between the curves will be greater. Okay, but if we adjust it or decrease it, it will be closer to each other. Okay, so let's set that to 1.75. Again, you can add height as much as you want as long as you do not add a height less than the thickness because our plan is to fill the entire hole with thread. Okay, you can have less than if you want the threads to be less than the hole. Okay, now we have 23.68 here, and as you can see, it's more than the thickness of the hole. Okay, now we are set. You can click OK. Okay, so we have now the female thread. You can now save this one, Control S, and then you can add knot exercise or female thread exercise, and then click save. That's it. If you have questions, you can send me a message. And tomorrow we will also have the additive helix. Thank you and God